Right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol WKHS, Workhorse Group Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys towards the end of this video that you don't want to miss and you definitely want to have on your watch list. Now, if you want to know what's on my watch list and have live updates on what I'm looking at weekly and throughout the week as they come up, you can join us in the private community over on Patreon. The link is down below in the description. So here we are, WKHS. So WKHS has been falling after hitting this peak of $42. It tried fighting to get back up to it, and then it's just been collapsing since, right? Way back towards like the middle, almost beginning of February. And it touched that peak at the very beginning of February, and right before it, it started to run from $34 all the way up to $42. So what's going on here? I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that this is one of Ark Invest's favorite stocks that no one is talking about. A lot of people are overlooking it, and I want to go ahead and go back in time so we could see how much they like this one and when they started to load up the boat. They started to load up the boat way back here, but very small. But in December is where things started to get much more hefty for Ark Invest. So this was December 3rd. And I also have Nano Dimensions highlighted because we've been following it. I mean, wow, what a throwback. When they only had 3 million shares in ARKQ. Pretty interesting. But Workhorse Group Inc., they only had 1.3 million at a total market value of 31 million at the time. And it was in position 15. So this was on the 3rd, and this is as far back as I can go. And I can remember, I remember they started off a little bit smaller position and then they started to load up pretty fast. So this is pretty early on when I caught it. So here we are. December 3rd was this dip here trying to recover sideways movement, and then it started to run up. They caught it at around $19 to $20. So we're now below that point, and they've been adding on to their position with Workhorse from that point forward all the way up and even on the way down. So we're going to look at some different screenshots here. So this is the 5th of February. So we fast forward all the way till February. And it's very interesting to me how much they loaded up throughout February. So here we are with 2.2 million at a market value of 89 million in total. Now, this has gone down a little bit due to the fact that they were loading up and it started to pull down. So that was the 5th. Here's the 9th. Workhorse went to 2.3 million, almost 4, right? 372 million in total at a market value of 95 million. Then they went over to the 12th. And on the 12th, they had a total amount of 2.4, almost 2.5 at 89 million. So the stock is already starting to go down. They keep on loading up. Now, here we are with the 12th. Okay, I thought I had the 19th or the 18th. The 23rd, this is the most recent, but before that, we have the 22nd. And on the 22nd, they had a total amount of 2.6 million already. 632,000 at a market value of 82 million. So the last day that I have is obviously today, the 23rd, and they have a total amount of 2.6 million, but they sold around 20,000 shares. Very interesting to me because their market value over time has already been cut in half. Okay, they were averaging up, they started averaging down, and now they sold a position. So to me, it's very interesting that only 20,000, it's not a lot, but over the track of time, right, all the way back to December, as they started loading up almost the end of November, right, all the way to this point, all they've done is load up on shares. Now, they sold today. It's going to be very interesting to me to continue to follow this in the next coming days and weeks to see if they load up more and reach almost 3 million shares. Because that goes to show us, okay, that they believe in this company and this one of their favorites for real, because they've been believing in it since the $20 mark. They've been riding it up. They were riding it down, and if they continue to load up and not sell, that means that they see this going back up to these numbers and probably beyond it in the near future. The fact that they only sold 20,000 shares, it's not something to be hesitant about or be like very cautious or create some uncertainty, because they still own over a total amount here that we can see of 2 million shares, almost 3. So I found that interesting. If they're able to hold through and bring themselves all the way down here holding and bring themselves back up buying more, these are bold statements after bold statements, and Ark Invest is one to do some bold statements. I'm going to be honest. They make some of the boldest statements that I've seen ever in the market. And the fact that it dropped $14, right, in one day, right, all the way down to 15, back to numbers that it was like way back here in October, way back here in August of last year, and they didn't sell much. They only sold 20,000 shares. I find that very interesting, and I believe they're waiting to see how this reacts. Does it cool off sideways, or does it pull back a little bit more before they load up the boat? The way they're acting, right? It's going to be interesting. We need to watch this carefully, but I wanted to talk about a stock that Ark Invest is treating like one of their favorites, and all the way through this downward trend, they were buying, and they're still holding almost 2 million, almost 3 million actually, 2.6 million shares through this drop. Now, moving from today forward is where we need to watch Ark Invest position with Workhorse very closely. But I don't think that they would have started buying here and ride the wave up and buy on the way down to then now just remove their whole position. I mean, that's like losing all the opportunities of doubling their money. We saw the market value in the different moments. I mean, look, back to December, they had 26 million in total, and then right here on the 23rd, it's at 84 million. And a little bit before that, they were, oh, not 84 million, excuse me, that's Nano Dimensions. They were here at 42 million, and then a little bit before that, back to like around the 9th, Workhorse was at 95 million. I mean, some very bold, interesting stuff. And from the 9th till now, they've loaded up like 300,000 shares. I believe this is something to watch and pay very close attention to moving forward. But we need to see, because no one knows the bottom, if this can get close to these numbers. So our support here is 1241. And the resistance, based off of what I'm seeing, has to be $6.95, close to $17, to see if the bulls can bring this back up, or are the bears going to tear this one down fairly quickly to newer lows and new support levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned till the end, because I have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to have this one on your watch list. So for everyone that has made it to this point in the video, if you're interested in receiving live updates on what ticker symbols I'm watching weekly or within the week as they come up, you can join us over at the private community and Patreon. The link is down below in the description, and if you can't find it down below, you can come to my main page here of the channel, and right next to the welcome video, the Patreon link should pop up. Now, once you click on it, you will be redirected over to the Patreon page, and this is a community of investors within a financial community that we're going to talk about stocks to add to your watch list, and I will be talking about what attracted me to them and giving you guys updates on what I'm seeing. So if you want to know more information, live updates before anywhere else on any other platform it's talked about, you can join us over in the community here at Patreon. Let's go ahead and jump into this chart and see what ticker symbol you guys want to go ahead and add to your watch list. So the ticker symbol here that we want to add to our watch list is ALGM, Allegro Microsystems Inc. This is definitely one I've been talking about since December, and we touched base on it when it was falling. So the last time I talked about it, I touched base on it when it was falling. We caught it right here. The first time we caught it was back here at around $24, almost $25, and it ran up to $34 and some change. I found it interesting that it was pulling back towards the end of January, and we retouched base on it here at this point when it was coming right back up in February, so investors were aware that it's picking up traction. Now, it was going sideways for some time, but from this point to this point, it's been holding up pretty well. Now, the overall market is pulling downwards. I have pulled up here the RSI and the MACD, and since it crossed and it's pulling down, these red bars have been dominating, right? No green bars in the whole month of February. Now, red bars have appeared, so this can continue to pull downwards the blue and orange line, and if it crosses below it, this could continue to pull down. It just broke through the 50-day moving average, so it's something to watch. Now, however it behaves between $28 to $24, if it doesn't break $24, it's definitely going to show some strength, and if it breaks through 24, we've already seen what this stock is capable of, and I believe in a bullish market or a market that's not that turbulent, there is a lot of potential here, especially on what this company focuses on. I definitely recommend doing further due diligence on this one, but if you don't have it already on your watch list, I definitely want you guys to add it on, keep it on your radar, pay close attention to it, and I look forward to seeing investors' sentiment and feedback on this one since I've talked about it, and if you've been watching it since the time it was at 24, or even when we talked about it here again at $30, $29. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts and how you feel about this company, because I know that the last time I posted it, a lot of people were doing research and they found this one very interesting. This sector, what it's in and what it does, is pretty impressive. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.